Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. So that was yesterday's sunrise. I'm so glad I got out and I filmed it for you before I had gone out to the barn here to let the animals out, and it was starting to form, and I thought this is going to be amazing. So I came back out and I captured it. Those sunrises like that, they last minutes and then it completely changes. So captured it for you guys, and I'm glad I did it because as you can see by my window, it is raining today. I'm about to head out to Costco to get some dog food and also to vote on my way. And today is election day. So if you guys have local elections, get out and vote if you haven't already. I always think about these smaller positions, based on like a grand scale of being president or something like that. It's a good opportunity to exercise the control that we still have over local government, because that may not be where they want to end. Maybe they want to end up in DC. So if we get out there and we kind of weed out the ones that don't belong there early, that's our chance. That's our opportunity. That's why it's very important to always vote for your very local, government positions. I know it could be hard to pick people too, if you don't know the people. And the one thing I always look for is a sense of authenticity. I think it's easier to find in some than others. I'll just say that. I'm going to stop there with that, because I could go off about some of the other authenticities that we ended up here in Montana with. Not so authentic. But that's what I want to talk about today, is authenticity. So authenticity is acting in accordance with one's true self. And it's your values, your beliefs, your motives, your personality, just staying true to who you are. And this video has to do with me being authentic. I have lost some subscribers lately, and this is not a complaint. I don't take it personally. I do realize that I have made a shift in my content. I don't want to say I've completely steered away from my content, because I still show my animals. I still talk about things that are helpful around either your property or in life. But I do realize that I have, started to introduce a little bit more of current events and things that are going on. And it's okay. I like I said, I'm not upset about losing subscribers, because I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. And I realize after doing hair for as long as I had done, you're not for everyone. And that's just the way it goes. And you either learn that and get over it, or you're going to really struggle through life for a long time. So I'm okay that people, have unsubscribed because maybe they just don't like me. But where I have a hard time getting over a sense of, I guess, disappointment is that I think some people unsubscribe because they don't like the message that I'm saying. And more specifically, we talked about the denial. I believe there are people that see something where we're talking about things that are happening and being realistic about it, and they just, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that. And it's part of the point of why I have shifted my content. I believe I have a voice, and I feel a calling for sharing it and talking about something which ultimately I want to encourage, and that is us finding the center again, us coming back. Most of us Gen Xers lived through our parents' divorce, and watching this division for me is like experiencing our parents getting divorced over and over and over again. And there was a time, yeah, there's always been political division, but there was a time where it wasn't all of our identity. We weren't so wrapped up in being right, about what we thought. And I just can't help but feel that that's where the majority of us still are or were. And when I say were, I believe some of us got a little pulled out into the drama. But if we are really realistic about what's going on with our government, our economy, our society, and we talk about it enough openly, with kindness, not overbearing judgment, and create a community where we can come here and, yeah, you may not always agree with something I say. And I watch channels where they have a certain element to their video that I don't participate in. I don't know if that makes sense, but just like people watch homesteading channels. They may live in a high-rise condo and they don't homestead, but there's something about it that they find that they like, or that they find in the person that they like. So I believe that the more we can create these communities on these channels where it is people that you may not 100% agree with, but you can find enough commonality in what they're saying, and it feels like a safe place to go, to listen to, and go, yeah, you know what? That does suck. Even though I don't believe in this, what you're saying right now, I get it. The more we can find that commonality, I believe that we can hold ourselves together. The drama, the distractions, it takes us away from what's important in our own lives. I was really thinking about that the last couple days. Is we're going through hard times, and people are struggling, people are starving, and it's so much easier to, when you're going through something in your own life, to just dive into somebody else's and persecute it, or, live vicariously through the drama. And it's like, well, what's going on at home? What's going on in your world? Are you taking care of business over here? Because that business isn't going to do anything. That's not going to take care of your business. That's not going to get you ready for what is coming. Something is coming. So I just want to say that I'm sorry for people that have unsubscribed because my content has shifted into something you may not want to hear or like. All the power to you. I am going to continue with what I'm doing because I believe in what I'm doing and what I'm saying and my purpose. I'm going to encourage you guys to keep educating yourself. Keep getting a better understanding as to what's happening. And I think we'll find that in the end, none of us really care to win a popularity contest. There are plenty out there, and if that's what you like, you have the free choice as of now to do that and continue to watch, channels in a vacuum or extremely biased, content. But if you want to join a movement that is trying to do this, and be more gray, like my nails, find the gray again, find the center again, And I think, yesterday I mentioned something about that video being evergreen and looking back. You may see it as doomy gloomy now, but looking back, it may just feel very comforting because there are going to be a lot of us that are going through very similar things and maybe already. And it'll be interesting to see where those channels that live in a vacuum or are so completely biased and try to keep you over there feeling rage and, anger and lack of empathy and compassion and focusing on that while everything over in your world is crumbling down and you lose community and you have nobody to, fall back on when times get hard for you. So yeah, that's all I got. And I hope you all have a great day and get out and vote. Take care.